Hi there. When pitching for media coverage or responding to journalist requests, it can be tempting to stretch your experience a little to sound more qualified. But in PR, misrepresenting your expertise can quickly backfire. Today we'll look at what actually happens when you do this, what matters more than people think, and what the consequences can look like in real PR situations. Now, what misrepresenting expertise actually means? Well, this doesn't always mean outright lying. So, let's say, for example, if you are a let's say you are within finance and then you are lying and saying that you are within AI or properties. It's not outright lying always. It can also include exaggerating your experience, claiming knowledge in areas you haven't worked in, or positioning yourself as an expert in topics you can't fully speak on. So, let's say you are part of a delivery team and you are working with clients, you have to do work for them, and you get exposure within your client's industry. Exposure doesn't mean experience. So you don't have a lot or you don't fully have a lot of experience within that field. Now, in PR, your credibility is your currency, and journalists rely on it when deciding who to trust as a source. Now, here are just a few reasons why it happens. Some people misrepresent their expertise because they want to increase their chances of being selected for a pitch or media opportunity. So, if they only have one focus and they want to expand on it by talking about things they haven't done, they think that, okay, this might give them more coverage opportunities. Others may feel pressure to compete in crowded query platforms where lots of experts are responding to the same request. There are tons of experts. There are a lot of experts or managers, founders who have more experience as you. So you are competing for coverage against them. So now you might want to spin your story or pitch or your expertise in such a way that makes you seem as a more credible source. So being in PR, but in PR, being selected once is not the goal. Being trusted long term is. So here are just a few things or what actually happens when you do get it wrong. So let's say you do pitch to something and you are misrepresenting your expertise. So these are the things that can happen. Your pitch gets immediately rejected. Journalists are very good at spotting when a response doesn't fully align with a request or feels vague. So, even small inconsistencies can cause your pitch to get ignored without feedback. If it sounds like generic information that you can find from a ChatGPT, or there's no examples given, so then you do risk or stand a chance of getting rejected on the spot. Then you lose future opportunities with that journalist or platform. PR is relationship driven, and journalists remember unreliable or inaccurate sources. Even if the mistake is minor, it can reduce your chances of being considered again, because you need to keep in mind these journalists are sending out queries all the time. And if you pitch once and they have encountered you misrepresenting your experience, they'll remember you and say, okay, I've already seen you embellishing your experience, so I'm not going to even want to open your email. They'll just ignore you. Then your credibility gets questioned during fact checking. If your pitch is accepted but your expertise doesn't hold up under review, your contribution can be edited heavily or removed entirely. This can damage trust not just with one outlet but potentially across similar publications, because a lot of these journalists aren't just working for one publication, they work with many other journalists as well. And you don't know if they are in constant communication with each other as well, because these are all about building relationships with each other. So it might be known that you are an unreliable source that journalists can't use within their content. Then it can harm your personal or brand reputation. Once something is published under your name, it becomes part of your public profile. If it turns out your expertise was overstated, it can create long term credibility issues because now it just seems like everything you say might be exaggerated or might be an outright lie. So if you've done it once, you might do it again, so we can't trust you. Now, what you should do instead, stick to your areas where you have real experience, even if it feels a bit narrower. Journalists value depth and authenticity far more than broad or inflated claims. If you don't fully fit a request, it's better to skip it or respond with a relevant angle you can genuinely speak on. So, if you see a query coming out about AI, and you know everyone's talking about AI right now, but you are, let's say, you are within the property space, you can basically spin the story in a way that makes it relevant to your industry. You are speaking on your real world experience. However, you are still answering the journalist based on what they're asking for. Even in that first line, you can even say, I'm within the property space and I would still like to contribute to your query based on what I see from this industry. So it's still relevant. You are still mentioning real world experience, real world examples, and you might even give the journalist an angle that they haven't thought of. So it's best to be genuine. So in PR, credibility builds slowly, but it can disappear quickly. The strongest pictures aren't the ones that try to sound impressive. They're the ones grounded in real experience and a clear, honest expertise. That's what keeps journalists coming back to you long after a single pitch is sent.